Daddy's Day.
Okay.
Father's Day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did anybody
Yeah.
do anything special for dads?
Girl, I work. I got that money.
Okay.
I know that's right.
I went to
Okay.
church per usual.
Okay.
And I was in Atlantic City this weekend singing.
Did you make some
Okay.
money?
Okay.
Yes, I made some money.
Oh.
That's
It's all about the money. Money.
I haven't
For the
been to
bills.
Atlantic City in a very long
I
time.
We need to take a trip.
We
It's
used to
like, I don't
always.
even want to go there. Since
No.
I went to Vegas, I don't ever want to
No,
go
but
back.
you know
It's different. It's different.
The road
It's
trip?
different now.
Yeah, road trip.
Yeah.
Little road
They got the
trip?
indoor water park and all that stuff now.
Yeah, it's different now.
Hey, you know what? 1, 2, 3, 4, the four of us, and hey, I guess if Nate going, y'all, we gonna pack up and go.
Because didn't that sound a little
Yeah.
bougie? She loves to
Yeah.
call people bougie, but
Yeah.
didn't that sound
A little.
slightly
It
bougie?
definitely
did.
Like,
Oh,
wow.
Yes.
Once
I don't want to go to Atlantic City
Vegas, I
anymore.
can't
Made my
downgrade.
shoulder-
I done been to
it made my
Vegas.
shoulder do
I
something
just,
like.
I just said, once you go to Vegas, you really don't want to go to Atlantic
She did a
City
Lisa
again. That's all I
show.
said. But no, but you
They
know,
have some new
My
things
name is
though.
that's Moni Love talking.
Yeah.
Moni Love don't do Atlantic City.
Oh, okay.
But you know, I go where my ladies go. If y'all want to take a little quick road trip, I'm willing to go.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so
Road
team
trip.
player, but you know it's beneath
I'm
you
always
now.
a team player. I try to be.
Beneath you, it's beneath her now.
Girl, bye.
I don't do Atlantic City.
Uh.
I'm going to Vegas.
That's what you said for.
Oh, so you know, it's crazy because you
At
know.
least we ain't say Dover Downs.
I'm down for Dover Downs
Oh
too.
my God.
If I'm going with some money, I'll do Dover Downs. Let's go.
No ma'am, no ham, no cheese, and no burgers.
Last time we went to Atlantic City, we have a good time.
You said we.
The last time we went to Atlantic City,
Oh, that was the time.
we had-
I don't even want to say. I don't want to be the one to say.
See, this is how people
I don't
try
wanna
to bring
say
up
that.
past experience when you've moved on with your life. This is a prime example.
Let me tell y'all
But
something.
we're not going to even feed
It was
into.
crazy.
No.
We're not
no.
gonna feed
Let me
into
tell
this.
y'all.
It was a bunch of
let me tell
slapping
y'all
going on.
something.
That's all I got to
Let
say.
me tell y'all something. This one over
See,
here.
here we go. The devil is a liar.
No,
That's how you know she's
Listen.
telling the truth.
it was a bunch of slapping
It was
going
a
on.
bunch
That's
of
all I got to
slapping
say.
going
Oh,
on.
well, you said the last time. That wasn't the last time I
Oh.
went.
I said
No,
that's how
that we went together.
All of us
yeah.
went.
Yeah,
Okay.
together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, we can hear
They
y'all
say they
now.
can hear it now,
Okay. What's up,
Oh.
y'all? We see y'all. Thanks.
Thank
Big
you.
They
shout
didn't hear
out.
that.
Oh, dang, all this time. Good. See? Thank you, Lord.
No, we still gonna
Well,
tell
we
them.
still want. We gonna still talk about the last time we went to Atlantic
he
City.
know what's going on. So anyhow, you know, like y'all said though, we on episode number 7.
We are.
7, the
Yes,
number of
7,
completion,
7.
which is
Yeah.
a great thing. And today's topic, we're gonna like incorporate relationships and dating. So we're gonna talk about falling in lust. Okay.
Okay.
I felt deeply in lust with you. Okay. Because so a lot of time it ain't love. It
So
ain't
pretty
love.
much the
The men. I hope I didn't say no men's.
I thought you said
'Cause
the
I-
men's.
I
was like,
love
wait a
the
minute.
blacks men's. I love
I
them.
love
yes,
me
a
some
boss.
men.
Yes,
I
sir.
love me some men.
But no, but
right.
but I have a dating story related to Sunday that just passed. Cause you know I've been off the dating scene for over a year.
okay.
My last breakup
Hold,
was
hold, hold. The
The
sound's
sound
off,
is
again. The sound's off again. Keep,
Yeah.
Okay.
it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so can you hear me?
Mhm.
Oh,
We can hear you.
so like I was saying, I've been off the scene, the dating scene for a year. My last breakup was February 2024. And I was off the scene, and I mean completely off the scene. Not talking, not dating, just finding myself and doing what I got to do for myself. But this past Sunday, I done put myself back on the scene. Okay, we'll talk about that later in the show, how I got there. But I got a story about that too, about Father's Day. So,
Oh.
but you know, that's good.
We be keeping secrets?
No,
we listen.
What?
no, I mean we ain't gotta tell it right now.
No,
'Cause
no.
That's what we want to
The
know.
world
I
wants
knew
to
that was
know.
gonna happen.
Tell
See,
us.
I told you.
We want to know.
I know my
So
sister.
the
That's
world
the
wants
purpose.
to know.
That's
knew
the
that was
purpose
going-
of us being here is to hear what.
Okay, so since y'all gonna force me, see, peer pressure is terrible. But just in the recent times, you know, people have been encouraging me to get on dating apps, right? And in the past, I've always met men organically, either they went to school with me, grew up in my neighborhoods and stuff like that, or had acquaintances some kind of way. But everybody like now, I'm telling you, Monica, times has changed. You got to get on the dating app. And I prayed about it because that's first. I got to lead by prayer with everything I do in my life now. That's just a part of what I do. So I prayed about it. I confided in a couple people that I respect, and they was like, give it a try. But, of course, you use your discernment, of course. So I put myself on a dating app, a few of them, right? Okay. So just to speak about what happened Sunday, this guy, we end up liking each other. Okay, we like each other. That's cool. So we found out we live in the same area. So I'm like, okay, let's hook up, meet, whatever. That's fine. So it was like around 6:30. I said, well, I need like an hour because I was in the house relaxing. I'm like, well, I need about an hour to get myself together. He like, okay, that's fine. So at 7:30, I text him and say, I'm ready when you are. He was like, so where are we going to meet? I was like, he said, no, where are you comfortable meeting? I'm like, you probably know a couple spots more than I do, I'm like, you name it. He says, you can come to my house.
I knew it.
What?
Girl, he said
Flag
you can.
on the play.
He said you can get flag.
Flag.
He
Flag on the
said
play.
no. First of all, he
I don't
said
know you, man.
you can come to my house.
knew
I
it.
promise.
I knew it.
I'll be a gentleman.
Oh, no. That's
Girl, so I said, you know what? I'm not comfortable with that. I said, we have to go out and meet. Girl, he didn't respond to no more texts and unmatched me on the dating platform. So I was like,
But
okay.
you already know what
So
you wanted. He
so
wanted
that's
that booty.
so this is what the dating thing
No,
brings, okay?
no.
Because I was like,
No.
but I'm glad God revealed who he
Yeah.
was right now.
Yep.
But
before we got any
Yeah.
further.
That's like
Yep.
with anything. I just feel like that's with, even when you meet people in person, people are out for different reasons. And it's going to show, thank God it just showed sooner than later, because he was trying to get you,
But the thing about it was confusing. Okay, so we're half of 100 over that, right? He clearly asked me in our conversation earlier, what are you looking for? I said, the main thing I'm looking for, one, is a God-fearing man. That's it. That's number one. That's most important. I lead with that. Two, I'm looking to build a genuine friendship because that's something I never really had in a relationship. I always jump from dating to relationship, So I'm like, I want to build and I said my ultimate goal is to get married again. So clearly, it's nothing about
So you
anything.
told him everything you wanted.
It's nothing
Yeah.
about what I told
so-
him said
I
about.
couldn't get it
Oh,
misconstrued.
no.
Oh,
But
okay.
did you ask him what he wanted?
Oh, but I mean, he could.
Well,
but he could.
Well,
Later
there
for
you go.
him.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
about me.
yeah.
I think that's where you
About
messed up
me.
at.
But he could have did that conversation then.
Right.
Why would you meet me for? What you think I'm joking about? What I'm,
I'm just
saying?
saying, yeah, but you gotta, just like when you pray, you gotta be specific in what you pray for.
I was specific what I wanted. He asked me, and I was very
but you wasn't.
specific.
You gotta ask him back.
Okay.
Because,
Okay.
yeah,
It's important.
it
Yeah,
is.
it's important.
Pretty
Because-
much, they don't care what you
because
want.
Yeah, right.
They don't care.
No. You know what I think? Sometimes we get mixed up, and I'm gonna say we as in females, we'll get mixed up, and it's all about what we want. And sometimes when you don't ask them what they want, sometimes that come across as a little bit selfish. Y'all don't agree? Because if you don't take time to ask them what they want and what they're looking
'Cause
for,
you have to know what
that
the other
means you're
person
not
wants.
even
Yeah.
concerned
Well,
about their likes or
yeah.
wants.
Well, I
don't
know.
care.
Wow, that was.
Well,
that's
if I
good.
well, it's not all that good because I
It
tell you,
is good.
because if I meet a man and he tells me what he want and I know that doesn't align with what I want, I have enough common sense to know like this is not like if I meet a man right now that say, yeah, I just want some casual sex. That's just what I want. Don't I have the option to
Right.
say
That's-
no? That's not what I
yes.
want.
That's what we
back
say.
up?
That's why you
But I
have to
said, why you
ask.
didn't
You have to
ask them?
find out what they want. That's all we say.
All
That's
right.
it.
Well, I know. I
Ask
know
him, 'cause
from
he
now
may
on.
say,
But I hate this whole dating thing. I
me
hate
too.
this whole
Do you
dating
hate
thing.
the whole dating
The
thing, or do
process.
you hate the dating app? I'm just.
no, the dating process.
The whole process,
Yeah.
even
It ain't the app.
it's not. Yeah, it's not even. It's the whole process. Because, like Raul said, this can happen in person. You can meet somebody in person. Because I had that happen when I met somebody in person before in the past. Kept trying to get me over their house, like. Sir, we not in high school.
Yeah, it
What is
ain't
wrong
gonna
with
happen.
Well,
you?
they might be borderline cheap. They just don't want to take you
yeah.
out.
Oh, that part too.
Yeah, honey.
We didn't even think about that part.
Yeah.
The devil
That
is a
part
liar
too.
Home
again.
is free.
Yeah.
Just get a
Come
couple
on
of
up.
bottles
And then
and
they
little
might have the
takeout.
nerve to say, hey, can you stop and grab something to eat?
Well, I do remember an experience back. I'm not dating right now, but back when I was dating some years way back, I remember meeting this guy, and I was like, oh, I met him or whatever at the club, and we became friends. I found out he knew some people that I knew through church or whatever. And I wanted to go, we were going to go out. So we said, okay, let's go out. So he ended up saying, like Monica said, come over to my house. But, he really seemed like this church guy and was into the
They the
church, his
ones.
church or whatever. So I said, I was a little leery, like, I really want to go out. I like to go out. So I went, and the food, he gave me this little salad. And the food was so little, and I was so disappointed. I said, I will never go to nobody's house for a date again. Like, this food is like,
I don't know if it's disappointed or you trying to tell me something. You trying to say, I'm too thick in the thighs.
but
You want to give me this
salad
little salad?
turned me off. I was ready. I
What?
went home. He was like, "You sure? You messing up?
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
going
hungry,
home."
fool.
I was like, the fact that you served me
need a
this little
burger.
tiny little
So
salad,
that was the deal breaker.
but he
for
made
you
it
was
look
the
pretty. But it was like,
Yeah, that was a deal breaker. These bones.
and I never went back. I never went
Yeah.
back. I never went back.
Why are you
That
giving
is
me a
so
salad?
And I
funny.
actually left because of the salad. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I was. Yeah,
Wow.
I've left.
Do I look like
Listen,
Tweety Bird to you?
I've stopped talking to people for less. They chew wrong. Why you chewing like that? I can't go back. That's a deal breaker. Why don't chew?
Why are you breathing
why-
so hard?
Why you listen? If we at the table and you smacking,
Oh, I hate that.
I be like this.
I called him
Because if it's my
Camel
kid,
Joe.
I would have backhand smack.
I
I
called
said,
him the
this the
Joe
last
Camel.
one. This the last one. We ain't
That's
doing
why I
this no
said.
more.
That's why it's a
And your
good
socks
topic.
better be clean.
Falling in lust,
yeah.
because a lot of times some of these signs be on the wall in the beginning, but we ignore them because we want to see what we want to see. And then as time go on, they start getting on our nerves. It's like, why you chewing like that?
No, that's
Why
deal
you-
breaker from day one.
Like, why are you breathing?
I ain't
that
doing
way?
that.
Why you breathing?
Because if they
Period.
chew like that, that's how they chew. That's how they was chewing like that forever.
Why are you
We're
breathing?
older
period?
now, so I just think that it's just so much different. Dating is so much different. I know.
Yeah,
I
it
know for
is.
me, like, I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. I normally don't speak these types of things over my life. I don't know that I'll ever be in another relationship. I'm depending.
Oh, well, shame on you. I am.
leaning and depending on God. I am literally taking what He said
I feel
and
that
what
way.
He said, and I just believe that a man that findeth himself.
I was getting ready to say.
A wife findeth himself a
Right,
good
of
thing.
course.
And I know it ain't no of course, because if this now y'all gonna get
And you
they
also
get ready to
know
gang
that
up
man
again.
did not create you to
No.
be alone. God did not
I
create
don't
you to
think
be
he
alone
created me
either.
to be alone.
He sure
but
didn't.
Like
No.
I don't think I'm gonna get in trouble for this, boy.
You
They
said
gonna
it
kick my
every.
No,
butt.
I
you
agree
said
with
it
you.
Because
every
I
day.
don't believe that
I
the
do believe.
dating
I,
apps
yeah.
and all those things. I don't know that the woman should be actually on there like selling yourself, like
It's
saying
not.
who you are. Or, I just
We
don't
selling
believe-
I did that
ourselves.
years
Yeah.
ago.
Selling-
Listen, let me
Yeah.
tell you this.
Like,
Every
you put it
time I
on
step
your
out,
profile.
every time I step out the
Stop
house,
cutting me
I'm
off,
selling.
girl.
Every time I step out the house, I'm selling myself.
Stop.
Because I step out the house, I step out the house ready.
You're not minding the
Stop cutting
feather.
me off. I'm not meaning it like that.
Me
Listen.
Stop doing that.
That's why I didn't want to say it, because they always doing this.
All right, go
Okay,
ahead,
go
go
ahead.
ahead, sissy, go
We
ahead.
joking.
I'm just saying, this is how I personally feel. Like, I don't know that dating app stuff is a good idea, y'all. It freaks me out. I'm not getting on it. If
I used
first
to
of
say
all,
the same thing.
I'm not looking. I shouldn't be looking. So if you're putting yourself on there, you're saying you're looking. That means that I don't trust God. And that's it. That's all I'm going to say, because I know y'all thinking
that's what's
that
up.
I'm about to turn this
That's
like
what's up.
real holy
Meanwhile-
religious.
No, you're
and
true,
that's
'cause
not
you're
what I'm
true.
trying to
It's
do.
honest.
Amen.
Honest.
Yeah, guess what? I'm on there. Listen. But I feel like this,
Me too.
right?
I'm
I'm
with
on
you
there,
now.
and I'm gonna say this too. I don't know which camera is on, but because I don't know which camera's on, because I ain't desperate by far. You know what I'm
I
saying?
know, babe. I know.
But you know, I like the dating app because it opens up to people you would never meet. You know,
Yes,
it's people
'cause
in different states.
Yes,
different
'cause I'm
whatever.
tired of the
'Cause I get
school-
tired
the
of,
school baby
hey,
daddies,
Shorty,
God.
what's up?
Yeah,
Hey,
it's too
woman,
much.
you looking good. Especially at my job. Ooh, come save my life. Ooh, mouth to mouth. Ooh. Like, I get tired of that.
I know you
I
get
get
it
tired.
so bad.
I get tired of that.
No,
That's
man.
it. Like, come
can't
on.
even
That's
Well,
the best line
I
y'all
think
can
it could
do.
go both ways. I agree with Lisa that the man should pursue the woman. But if you do go on the dating app, well, no, sure, in the Bible it says that. That's not what I'm saying.
No, I'm just saying. So why
But-
on the dating
but-
app you don't think he is
Listen,
pursuing?
I'm ready to
Gotta
say.
explain
I'm about to
yourself.
say.
Glenny, they gangs up. I got
I was
you.
about to be on your
got
side.
you,
I was about
Glenny,
to.
I got you.
I was about to say, even when you go on the dating app, I don't think that's bad either.
Okay.
I'm saying, but once you meet the guy, you know, you see some compatibilities. Like if we do like the speed dating or whatever. If you see some compatibilities, it's up to the man to pursue after that.
Right.
But you're just
Right.
out there just
Right.
to
High
meet.
five,
I would
Glenny.
agree.
So
I would
I
agree.
agree with both ends.
Yeah,
So,
because
yeah.
as saying said up there, that she don't think when you doing a dating app or whatever, that don't mean you not trusting God. Because on a dating app, the man still pursuing
Look,
you.
I'm
They hitting the likes. They hitting the likes, and I might respond back. So they
I'm
pursue me.
trusting God because I asked him to leave. That's why he's sending the ones away. He running them
That's
off.
right.
He running them off. Yes, trust me.
Miss San, that's why I said I trust in God.
My Savior,
Savior,
the one.
Okay. All right. Praise and worship.
Well,
Not
and guess
everyone
what?
else. I'm talking about me.
And saying, and when we have this show
Aye.
40 years from now, she's gonna be still sitting there with her gray hair talking
Possibly.
about, I'm trusting. I'm trusting, baby. I'm trusting.
I'm leaving it dependent on.
Oh Lord, I was about to say something. Cause if her mouth gonna get good, she gonna get him. She gonna get him like that. They gonna be like, she ain't got no teeth because I heard that gumming is good. She gonna have him knocking down the door.
Valentine.
No, but I do believe that there's somebody out there for everybody.
Yeah.
Now,
So,
what I don't
yeah.
like, I hate, and this, I know I'm going to offend somebody out in this world, but guess what?
Who cares?
I hate to see women get on their knees and propose to these
Oh,
men.
yeah, I don't
Lord,
like that
I
either.
hate it. I hate it.
I
That,
don't like that either.
No.
listen,
Look.
if you don't propose to me, we will not be married.
At all.
And then after a while, if you don't propose, and I feel like I'm just in a stagnant place, you know, I'm not saying, oh, giving it a time, but of course, you know, in too long, you've been with a man 10 years, and it's like,
In 10 years, I ain't doing 10 years.
But that's
either.
what I'm saying.
I'm 50. I ain't got 10 years. I'm 51. I ain't got 10 years no more.
but that's what I'm
so
saying.
if y'all
After
hear
a
me,
certain point,
y'all pursuing me, y'all better step your game up.
but yeah, but why are these women getting on their knees
don't got no time either.
proposing to these men?
Yeah, get up.
Yeah.
And then I've seen
Yeah,
videos
shame
where they
on
got
them.
embarrassed. They got embarrassed
Yeah,
too.
because the men are embarrassed by that. They're like,
Oh, wait a
don't
minute.
put me on the spot like
Because
that.
it has to
ahead,
be.
Glenn.
It has to be. Okay. So saying, why do you? Why you want me to read this?
Yeah,
one?
yeah, go ahead.
Why do you believe that's not trusting in God? Can you explain?
I simply said,
Uh-oh.
Go ahead,
Oh.
Nene Leaks. Go ahead, Nene
Miss
Leaks.
K, we need you. Go ahead.
I simply said they're gonna make me meet my fan. But
She getting high.
I simply said that a man who finds himself a wife findeth himself a good thing. That's the trust
That's
that I'm
true.
speaking on.
Yeah.
That's what I'm standing on. And I'm not even trying to be like all deep and big. I just really do believe that.
Well, that's saying no, where you got that from, because
Saying
maybe that's what she's asking.
what the Bible.
Right. That's what
No,
I'm saying.
so what?
What the
Okay.
Bible
Thank you. That's
tells
all
So
me
what I'm
so.
saying,
That's
so
all I wanted to
I just have a question. So back in the day when we used to meet men in the club, we were out. We were on the forefront. We put ourselves. We were out and about. You know, because you definitely, unless you're going to meet the Amazon
gotta be
delivery man or the, unless you're going to start dating the
Yeah.
Amazon man, the postal man,
The milkman.
whoever.
They damn sure
We
don't
don't
have
even
the
have the
milkman.
milkman.
No.
Oh, you know
You
how
done
old she is. She
switched
said
it.
to me.
But I know you love
She said
mixed
milkman.
fruit. You love to mix apples and oranges. You
Ooh,
just
ooh,
switched
ooh.
it.
No,
You
no.
did.
Okay,
You
okay,
said
what
this, so
is it?
you're trying to say like
You didn't
the
let-
only way that I'm gonna meet a man
No,
is like the post.
I didn't say that. No, I
No,
said
no,
no.
no.
I didn't say
That's
that.
not what she was
I
saying.
didn't say that.
What you say?
See?
Explain.
I said unless you
Right.
plan on meeting the delivery man or you put yourself out. Like back in the day, you know, when we met men, we were out and about. So now it just changed from not physical, because we don't do the clubs no more.
Let me hear you.
We don't do certain scenes no more. So instead of putting ourselves on those platforms, we just put ourselves on a platform where they can see your face and be like.
So that's how you justifying the dating website, like.
That's kind of like going to the library, or to the market.
The library.
No. Like the market. So you went to the market. You might meet a man in the market. But the man still has to pursue you in the end.
Either way, if he's pursuing your picture, because would he like what he see, or if he pursue you at a red light, you're in your car, he's still pursuing you. So
if you meet a man on a dating site, right, and he likes you, you like him, and y'all wind up getting married, he still found himself a good thing. Yeah. What you mean?
Unless you're just not the good thing. Okay. Unless you just not the good thing.
Once again, I never started out saying, "Hey guys, everything I'm speaking out my mouth is facts." I said, "This is how I feel."
We know.
Okay,
that's why we like how you feel.
Right.
I like
your
thoughts.
I need this fan. Like,
no, I definitely understand, because, like I said, I used to feel the same way. I was like, getting on them dating apps is like a level of desperation. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. But like I said, sometimes you gotta shift with the times. You know, if you be too ancient and historic, that's exactly what you're going to be. And so I like I said, I prayed about it. I prayed about it. Just like technology constantly changes. If you think you're going to just continue to write everything down and not use electronics and not go through self-checkouts and all of that kind of stuff, I mean, things just change. Life is just shifting. And it's and sometimes
shift, baby, shift.
I understand. I am. And you just have to move. And sometimes you gotta
shift, baby, shift.
Shift, baby, shift. Come on now, shift, baby, shift. Shift, baby, shift. But but the thing is, I support you whatever you do. I'm not going to convince you. It's not my role to try to sit up here and convince you to do what I'm doing, because what works for me may not work for you. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, what I'm not going to continue to do is be alone. And so I'm going to use every resource that I could possibly, because like I said, I ain't going out to the club. I work, I go home, I go to church, and I come here.
Yeah.
I don't see no men in here. And in my church, everybody is spoken for. That is what it is.
You go
and and then the chances of, like you said, pushing the cart and just the eyes glowing like on TV as you pick up that piece of meat.
Y'all go for the same one.
Yeah, like
ho.
And the
but let me
birds start
say this.
chirping.
Let me say this. My cousin, my favorite cousin, my soul cousin, my soul cousin, he met his wife in a supermarket.
Okay, it can happen.
And guess what? They've been together ever since.
Right,
But then it could flop, because I met a guy in a laundromat, right?
Oh, I did.
You should have watched.
I met a guy at Rite Aid, and it flopped.
I met a guy in a laundromat. Now, he was struggling. So I'm like, baby, let me help you. I'm going to help you do your laundry, right? So we were sitting up there talking. No, we were
his drawers. I ain't washing your drawers yet.
I didn't wash it, but I helped him.
Oh, okay.
Like, I told him how to add the laundry detergent.
Okay, that was nice
so
of you.
I helped him out, right? So we exchanged numbers, and then the first date came around, and he was like, so I'm gonna invite you to a game party at my cousin's house. So I thought that's gonna be fun for a first date, right? A game night.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, it was a flop. Girl, so he told me my cousin needs to use my truck to deliver the table. So can you drive to the spot yourself? I said, okay, send me the address. He sent me a flyer. It had like 12 butt-naked strippers on the front.
He invited her to a swinger pool.
It was an adult game party. They were playing sex games and everything.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, you inviting me to this for a first date? You don't even.
I would-
She
Don't
said if it was a
invite me
second
back.
date, it would be better. The second date. The second date.
At least the third.
She said I ain't opposed to it. Not the first date.
But the way you
come
said
on.
it, you invited me just for the first
For the
one?
first date.
It's like that's supposed to be number 2.
Right.
But I mean, it's
I'm
just like.
just joking.
It's like for the first date though, you don't even take me to dinner or nothing.
Right.
It's just like
That's
you want to
crazy.
take me around
Oh,
butt
wait.
naked strippers.
Oh,
and,
he was trying to eat.
And so do it make you think like what am I presenting as a woman and make them think they can add
But
you know
Absolutely
I,
not.
I think that's just
feel
winning.
No, I'm just
People are
saying,
not.
do it.
These people are
do
not.
it but they don't ever like cross your mind. What make
No,
you
I
think
think
No.
that just
They
nowadays that's
try
what men.
it.
That's
They-
what
they
they
just push
expect.
their
That's just what they
limits.
want nowadays.
And they push
like
their
times
limits
are
to see how
changing.
far they
Oh
can
yeah, they're
go.
going to look. Years ago, I went out with this guy. We was actually in a work program. This was years ago, and we started dating. He went out. We ate. Guess what move he hit?
What?
He left his wallet.
Oh,
girl.
I'd have been like, I gotta go to the bathroom.
That was the
And I'd
last.
have been
That was
gone.
the last
Yeah,
time.
I'd be like, I want to whip
He
you.
said
So let me tell
he
you,
left his wallet.
I remember this one time I went out on this date, right? I met this guy. He was fine, right? I was like, oh, he was fine. So he's like, you want to go out? Da, da, da. We had talked for a minute. He said, you want to go out? I said, sure, whatever. So he's like, drive up here. We meet at, you can just park outside my house and we can whatever. So I'm pull up to his house and I'm like, where you at? He was like, I'm coming up the road. I'm like, looking. I'm like, where you at? Honey, I seen him coming up the street on a bicycle, right? Not like a 10-speed, not like a mountain bike, but like a kid's bike. He was like this. He was standing up, getting it right. So I was like this.
I know you
So
lying.
I'm like, well,
Is this
damn.
serious?
Dead serious.
I
Dead
know
serious.
you lying.
He came up that street, was pumping. Boom, boom, boom. I said, that's
my
why he
God.
cut up like this, because he ride this pedal bike around. So then he say,
That wasn't the
it's
gym.
always red flags, right? And you listen, I usually don't do stuff. This was
said it.
probably like 20, 30 years ago, whatever. But he said, well, I got to change. Now he's sweating. He said, I'm going to change my clothes real fast. You can step in my house. So I step in his house. I did date dudes that came home from jail. I look around. I said, oh, this dude just came home. You know, the stuff is in a certain order. I said, oh, he's showing all the signs, right? We go out to eat. I still went out to eat with him. Then I seen a bill come and he like under the table counting. And when he went to pay the bill, he ain't leave no tip because he ain't had nothing. He didn't eat.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
I
well.
said, guess what? Yeah, no more. I don't give a damn how good you look.
Yeah.
He ain't leave a tip.
But you know what? But see, but you got women now that I was seeing in recent times on social media. You got girls talking about, I don't take me to Cheesecake Factory. I don't want.
hate that.
Like, what's wrong, girl?
Ain't
Bye.
nothing wrong with Cheesecake
Girl,
Factory.
you the bum for real.
There's
You the
nothing
bum.
wrong with Cheesecake
You the
Factory.
bum.
You know what I hate? I hate to see women, and I'm not saying women, but I'm just saying some women,
yeah.
right? Because I hate this when somebody say, well, I need him to have this, and this.
Well, what you
I
got?
need him to have this, and meanwhile, shorty, you on welfare
yeah, what you got?
or looking for a come up off this dude, because I just feel like if you want him to have X, Y, Z, you need to have A, B, and C.
Absolutely.
Right.
What are you
That's
bringing
What
to
do
the
you
table?
bring to the table?
What are you bringing
Right.
to the
Make
table?
it make sense, sis. You want a 6-figure dude, but you
He
get
only
a
got
check.
one figure.
That's why I miss my man Kevin Samuels.
He told me.
Yeah, he was telling it like it was though. People had a love-hate relationship with Kevin Samuels, but he was telling it like it was.
Yeah.
You know, he was them top tier men and the top tier women and everything. He was
So
telling
was his perspective always getting on the women though? Because I got a problem with a man that always like try to degrade women. And like, what about
Yeah, he was
what
a-
about
he
your
was an
counter?
asshole.
What about your men?
I mean, yeah, he
Right.
And he
So,
probably
like-
he talked like he had a small
Yeah.
package, so he was trying to compensate.
Ooh,
Whatever.
my
Okay. Be More For Real podcast says 2-part question: how much should a man spend on the first date, and how much money should a man send you for lunch?
Well, first of all, it ain't about a certain. I would like, to me, an ideal date would be a blanket out in the park. We can go out there.
Gail, get out my head. You always stealing
I'm
my
serious.
answers.
I don't have to.
I like that too.
I like thoughtfulness.
That's a romantic.
If you
Yeah.
put thought into what you're doing to me, I look at that better. I mean, anybody can just go out and take you out here, but if you put thought into what you're doing for me, that make me. I like
Well,
that.
let me say this too, right?
So
So,
it ain't
if you a guy that has a lot of money anyway, right? And you take me to a nice restaurant, that's to be
That's
expected.
easy.
Right.
Right? But say you made okay money, or say you was the guy that had the good money or whatever, right? And you did something thoughtful. That means more to me than saying, "Oh, this steak is $100." I can buy myself $100
I
steak.
don't even want the
You know what I'm
$100
saying?
steak.
I do. I like
Beef
$100
go through your
steak.
intestines real slow.
I do.
and it
I like,
messes you
and
up
nothing like a
inside.
steak I can cut with
said,
the
"I
butter
do."
knife.
It's hard to
But
digest that.
I can do that for myself. I like the thoughtfulness. I like
The
when you pick
thoughtfulness.
me up. I like the stuff. I like flowers.
The
I like all
chivalry
different types.
that they say is there.
I
the
need
chivalry.
you. I like you to open the door for me. You want to bring some brownie points? Open the door for
Yeah.
me.
Yep.
Have some flowers for me. You know what I'm saying? Don't have to be every time, but especially if it's the first date, step your game
And
up.
how about what my father taught me as a little girl? The man walk on the street side. You get hit by the
Absolutely.
car. If the car jump the curb, you gonna get hit first. I ain't gonna get hit first. But no, but seriously, my father taught me as a young girl, the man supposed. So if
Absolutely.
I'm dating a guy and he walking on the inside, I'm like,
He ain't the right one.
Yeah.
he don't know no
I
better.
love
He
when I
wasn't taught right.
Yeah,
I
he
love
don't know
when
no
a man
better.
shifts me over, like when he realizes, oh,
Yeah.
she's on the
Shit
outside.
aside.
Yeah.
He
Sometimes
moved
they
me
might not
over
realize
on the
it first,
inside.
and they realize it, and
Yeah.
they kind
I
of go
love it.
on the
He's like,
outside.
oh.
Like, yeah.
I done had guys like, don't touch that car, like, cause I'm so used to like,
Yeah.
go to
Like,
open
what
the
you
door,
doing?
like,
Stop doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Until
like
you
all
have
that.
until you have an ex-husband like mine. My ex-husband who used to do it because he thought he was controlling me.
Oh,
Then it was different.
that's
So
yeah.
so let's get off the like the little short term dating and talk about the actual falling in lust with people, because I know in past relationships it was signs on the wall, right? But for one, I'm gonna tell you why my last relationship didn't work. One of the reasons, because he showed no value for women. He like proudly talked about how he disposed of women. Like, hey, I got rid of her. I did this, and when then she did that, she was gone. And when they signs that you should pay attention to, like if a man doesn't talk about another woman with any value, what make you think he gonna value you but so much? You know what I mean?
Oh,
And
absolutely.
it's like
was he doing that before you guys actually were a thing, or after?
during the time. I mean, during the process. I'm just saying, his thing was the 90-day. His family was surprised that I made it past the 90-day thing, because usually I guess the women he started dating didn't even make it past the 90-day. So right there,
Well,
red
But
flag.
it sounds
You
like
see
he's
the-
looking for this perfect woman.
Well,
Just,
so
you know.
he need to find himself.
That's what
first.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
But my point is, it be stuff like that when you dating somebody that you should realize, like, wait a minute, this man is sitting up here talking about women don't usually make it past 90 days. And I mean, proudly talking about this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, so.
Like he's God's gift.
Yeah, like you God's gift. Like
He messing
sir.
his own self
So
up.
but this is the stuff that we overlook because it's like for
No,
whatever.
but we ain't overlooked that.
said-
You
yeah,
overlooked
I
that.
did. Yeah, I did. I did
Um,
overlook that.
What I was gonna say, too, is the reason why I think some of our standards are the way they are is because we were taught as little girls, like as a kid, our dad, our uncles showed us how women should be treated. At least I did see that, right? So coming up, it was easy to spot this foolishness a mile away. Not saying I never came in contact with it. Clearly, I did. But when I really was introduced to how a man should treat a woman is when Tavon started courting me. And I mean, I didn't have to say anything. I didn't have to pick not one restaurant. He introduced me to so much stuff, and he loved that type of stuff. He loved the surprises. So it's not about, don't take me to the Cheesecake Factory, because I'm pretty sure we've sit down there. That was one of my
I
favorite
love
spots.
cheesecake.
love
That miso
it.
salmon and rice.
But
Yes,
I
indeed.
also
Booyah.
knew
Yes.
how it was to
Yes,
have $100
indeed.
steak. It's nothing wrong with that. It's you know what I'm saying? And so I think it's the way the message is sometimes delivered and how people catch it. I don't always know that a woman means that. I don't know. I really can't speak for them, because today it's
You never
something
saw
different
none
in
of
the
them videos?
atmosphere. I have.
Oh yeah, they be like
Yeah, but no.
the list of places they would, if a man take them, they gonna be like, oh, he's not
but
worthy
see,
of
I
keeping.
really think that.
I
I really
want to
think
see
that,
their bank account. I want to see what they have in their bank account.
Yeah.
I want to see their house. I want to see.
A
I want to
overdraft.
see they.
Because
I want to
really
see.
feel-
Yeah, go ahead.
Overdraft,
Yeah,
a
I really
overdraft.
feel like these girls, they can't afford to do it for themselves, so they try to get the men to give it to them. You know what I'm saying? But then they play it like, but Cheesecake Factory is beneath me. you got to go to Ruth Chris or Fleming's or somewhere like that. And it's like,
But if you real, right, that's like saying, I just feel like if you had that stuff before, that stuff doesn't that doesn't make me like you know what I'm saying?
Right,
like
right.
that's not what's gonna get me. You know what I'm saying? Like I've had the best. You understand what I'm saying? Now I just want somebody that's authentic.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I want somebody that
Yep.
could be the authentic them. I want to be like, I want to be able to come outside in some sweatpants and some J's on my feet, sweatshirt with my head. We can go whatever. We can go throw some hoops, or we can go play cat. I don't care.
Right.
What I'm saying is, if I'm vibing with you, I'm vibing with you. That meal that these women out here saying, oh, he took me, da, 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 da. Like I said, I
It
can
don't
buy
mean
myself
nothing.
that. I've had that.
It's just a meal. It's just food.
Yeah.
It's just food. Like, and they be really coming for like, play, oh, that's beneath me. Like, girl,
Girl,
okay.
no, that peanut butter and jelly sandwich that you had for breakfast is beneath you.
Right.
No, but that's
And
what
if
we
it's
putting them
uncrustable, I like
Oh,
that.
I like them crusty.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
like them, but that's what we putting them
You
pressure
could be
on
missing
them.
out on a good man just because.
And I'm gonna tell you
just
another
because you
sign.
didn't want to go to Cheesecake Factory.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you another sign we ignore. I'm just speaking of some women. When you start dating a man and he has children that he never have or he never talk about, and you end up having a baby with this dude, and you think he gonna be Mr. Mom, and you be like, that's why I be saying like, we only can blame ourselves in certain situations. Like how you gonna? That's why I'm saying. The flesh, you start dating this man, y'all into each other, right? Everything's so good, and you got kids? Yeah, I got 3 kids.
Where they be at?
Yeah, where they be at? And then look, he taking you out, and you don't do no family oriented stuff, nothing family oriented. But you know what they blame it on? The mama.
Well, sometimes it is. The mama.
It is the mama.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because
Oh,
you know the one
sometimes.
ain't want you to do her hair. They went home looking like silly. Yeah, the ones like that. But no, but still, we have red flags that we ignore.
Oh, absolutely.
Go ahead.
But we be so caught into what we want that we ignore them red flags.
Yeah.
Honey, I done had some red flags that I ignored
I
too much. Listen,
Me too.
you know, listen, I don't even want to get into my stories. Good God Almighty.
No, get into them. They made me get mine.
I'm just saying.
And Lisa, you too. You was married, but you was dating before you was married.
I'm not acting like I don't understand, but I don't call any of that before marriage dating because none of those men dated me.
Oh,
None of
okay.
them, not
I got
one.
you. That's
So,
what
and I'm not
did they
going
not
to-
date you or did they not court you? Because it's a difference.
They didn't date or court.
So you ain't go out with them?
Well, when we were out, when we were hanging out, and we were going out, like I'm sorry, and I, some of them.
But
might have been
sometimes that's just
looking
get
at the
get
podcast,
together. That's not really dating. It's just like you
no.
just got together.
No.
So that's what she's
Yeah,
saying. That's what she's trying to say.
Very immature.
said they not even
We were
worthy of them
hanging
titles,
out at
huh?
these clubs. They wanted to stop us by McDonald's or something like that. Yep, I said McDonald's. I'm sorry. They were not talking about let's. When do you ever remember us all them saying get dressed and let's go out to this restaurant and this? I'm just asking because you all were the ones I was rolling with.
Yeah, it was definitely the club hop. It was like we go out to
The
the
most
club.
we did was like Sabatino.
Yeah, we know.
Listen, and I like Sabatinos. We used to go
Yeah, I used to go to
when I was
Sabatino.
with my no good baby father, rest in peace, Matt. We used to. You can tell me no. We used to get in a cab back in the day and go up to Lake Trout.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can tell me we went on a
yeah.
date.
We love
I love
Lake
Lake
Trout.
Trout.
Trout. I miss
Listen.
Lake Trout so much.
Yes.
It's nothing ever
Oh
been
my
like it
God.
since. Oh, we have another question. Go ahead, Glenny. There you go.
Okay. See, is that Porch Prophet TV?
Yeah.
What's good, ladies? What's
Whoa.
What's one red flag that you won't look past while in the dating scene?
If a man don't love his mama, he can't love me. Period.
Oh no, sometimes they love their mother too much.
Yeah.
But-
Tell them all your business.
Oh, yeah,
It's
that
like it's
part
a
too.
place for your mama.
Yeah,
Keep
it's
your
a
mama
fine
in her
balance.
mama's place.
Right. But
Yeah.
if you see if you see somebody who really now, let me say this. Let me be the first one to say this. Everybody that had a baby is not a mother. So I'm not talking about the mothers that wasn't there, the mothers that constantly did. I'm not talking about them because I see, and it was at one point where I didn't separate the two. But once I started seeing the difference, but I'm saying if I heard people call their mama the B word.
no.
And I'm like, your mama? You know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying? They treat I just say, I don't stand a chance. If you treat your kids a certain way, you treat your mom a certain way, I don't stand a chance. And I don't want you.
Yeah.
I just don't want you. I don't want to be, I don't need that negative energy around me. Keep it moving.
Right.
And Mo, for me, so I don't know if he can love his mom too much. I think his
Not
mom
love her
should
too much.
know.
That was wrong.
I really, really believe that the mom should know their place, and you
They
should know
don't.
better. Once
They
someone's
don't.
in a relationship, even the Bible says that the husband
They don't know
will
their place.
leave
Sound like
and
from
cling
personal
Oh, I
to the wife,
know.
right? I just think that a lot of time, and it's bad because I hear it so much that these moms don't know their
They treat them
roles or
like
their
they
place, and
boyfriends
it's not
sometimes.
okay.
Yeah.
You be
Nah.
like,
That
and
was
see,
gonna
so
be
I
mine.
want to first apologize. I don't mean love your mother too much because guess what? I don't even have mom. I wish I had my mother to love her more. But some of these moms, they act like they
take
sons are their
advantage.
boyfriends.
Take advantage.
Take
Take advantage.
Yeah,
of
they
your
not
wife.
your man. They your sons. Like, let them go on with this woman and live their life. And then, you got the men that run and tell their mother everything that's going on in your relationship.
because he gotta
That's
grow
not
up.
cool.
That's what
That's
that
not
is.
cool.
They got to grow up.
Yeah.
I've
Get off the
never
tip.
been in a situation where, and I've been with, in relationships where people were really close to their moms, but I never had it where it affected us. You know what I'm saying? Where the mother knew all about business or the mother was, giving them some bad advice. Maybe to me, sometimes they can give them the right advice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I still feel like, I don't care if you're my child or not. If I see you out there doing some foolery,
Right.
I'm gonna check you. I ain't get ready to co-sign that bull crap. Or you know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna look at the female and tell them what they doing wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say as a man, you need to step your game up and do X, Y, Z as a mother, because it's no need to leave them out in this world doing that dumb stuff and don't check them. So
It's
Right, that's true,
it's accountability.
Yeah.
A big word that a lot of people don't know how to do. Take accountability for their own action. Now, for me, a red flag, and just from my experience, I don't want a man that think I'm his roommate. We're not splitting bills 50-50. I don't want to go 50-50 down here. I'm telling you now. I know it sounds crazy. I know people gonna be like, I'm not your roommate. If I want to go down half on everything, I can get a roommate. I want a man who takes pride in providing and doing what he can. Now, I'm not saying all men can afford to pay all the bills and, why I sit up there and just do what I want with mine. I'm not saying that. But I don't want a man that's his mindset, like 50-50 everything. I don't want that.
Well, what happens with that, in my opinion, right? If I'm splitting bills with you 50-50, right? That means you are not the head of the household. And I cannot treat you as such.
That means we both got on pants.
Because if
That's what
I
I'm talking
pay
about.
just as much
we
as
both
you,
got on pants. That's
I kind
right.
of don't think that's true,
But-
but that would be a whole
but-
other podcast.
but at the same
because,
time-
financially, I know some marriages or some relationships, things shifted and they can't do it anymore, and
ain't
it
talking about that.
requires
We
you to
ain't
do.
saying that.
But does it? But what I'm saying is, it still doesn't. If y'all doing 50-50, this is two different things. When you talk about the head, that doesn't take away that he still is the head of the household.
what,
Just
if he
because
can't provide?
the 50-50 thing. If you
You-
y'all have to look at
You the
it,
half
but
of a
you cannot
head.
use the head of
You
the
a Siamese
household as
twin,
that.
baby. You got
I can't say,
stuck together.
I can't say he's the
That's
head of
what
the
it is.
household. When you go file your taxes, tell me the definition of the head of the
Hold
household.
on.
You're talking about
Wait
the
a minute.
Bible. I'm talking about
Yeah.
being the head of the
Well, that's
household.
but you knew that what I was talking
But
about.
no, but I'm saying,
All right, Lisa.
no. But I'm saying
What,
this.
Mo? That's the
I'm saying this.
truth. You
So did
can't-
your husband pay your bills?
So when we started out dating, he absolutely did, and then a long time, many years, but life changed. Something
But
changed
that's
where it was
different.
time for me to
That's
step
I'm
back.
not saying. I'm
That's
talking about
What
the
I'm
one-
saying
coming in
is,
from the gate.
regardless whether Tavon would have paid all the bills or half the bills, he still would be the head of the household.
Oh well, guess
Well, that's
what?
your
If you
perspective.
you're saying
That's not.
So
I
you're
that's your
saying
perspective.
so you no. I'm sorry. According to the law, if we splitting them bills 50-50 and I'm filing my taxes and I done kicked out more to this household than you, how are you the head of the household? Because you
Okay.
got a penis. Saying right. I'm saying not if something happened down the line, but I'm saying if off gate you want me to come in, you want me to work as much as you. You want me to come home and cook and clean.
That's the part right
and
there. That's
now
it right
we splitting all the bills in half. I'm sorry. I don't, and I'm saying I can't see that you would have put up with
Negative.
That
from
was
the
my
beginning.
life.
I can't see you would have put up with that.
That
So,
was my life.
That was your
So
life.
you
That was
know,
my life.
you know, I
That-
wasn't saying that, right? You were saying the head of household, like you do on your taxes, and I was speaking more of a spiritual head. I was saying his finances does not negate the fact that he's going to be the head.
no, I'm
still
talking
gotta
about.
act like it.
I'm still talking about the head of the household.
That's true,
Still
but
gotta
once
act like
again,
it.
Mo, you always love to say that you saw those red flags and you saw those warning signs. So if he's not the head, he wouldn't
I'ma
be your
tell you-
husband,
I'ma
right?
tell you right
That
now.
means y'all, I mean,
That's
No.
not true.
I-
Because
Y'all not
made
equally yoked.
because I've made mistakes because I'm human.
Yeah.
That's because I've made mistakes and I've jumped out there, and in that case I wouldn't have been divorced twice if I married who I was supposed to be with.
fair.
You know, and if they probably was stepping up and doing what they were supposed to do, maybe I wouldn't have. But they,
Fair.
or maybe they would have been cheaters or obsessive, crazy.
I'm going to
maniacs.
say,
Fair,
my,
ma'am.
my two greatest encounter, honestly, when I was 16, my
Absolutely.
oldest daughter father was more of a man at 16 providing for a family
Yes, he did.
in high school.
He did.
Shout out.
And,
sure did.
Didn't I have
It-
I always shouted him out?
yeah, he
All the
Shout
time.
out.
he did manly things at 16 years old in high school. So I encountered what it is to have a
You
man
absolutely
to provide
did. Before all of us, to be
at
honest
a
with
young
you.
age. At a young age.
We gotta read.
I gotta
Kayla.
read this.
Yeah, we gotta read.
okay.
Kayla.
Miss K said, "Sorry, Ma."
She didn't say it like that.
That's what she said. She said,
I'm
"Sorry, Ma."
Ma.
Wow.
I
I
agree.
agree.
A brokey is not the head of the household.
Oh!
Brokey.
No brokies
Go
over
brokey.
here. No brokies
Kayla.
over
Go
here.
brokey.
Wow, your
Saying.
aunties, what an example. But mommy didn't teach you like that.
Yeah,
You don't speak
Kayla,
like
I
that.
love you,
And
Niecy
then
Pooh.
Zan says the head of the house isn't about who's doing the most. It's his relationship with Christ. Come
Okay.
on, Sam.
Yeah.
But that's
I
not.
need
It's two
someone.
different heads of the household, though.
But she knows
You're
that's
talking
not the one
about,
I was
but
talking
I'm
about.
talking about the head of the household with. I'm not talking about the Bible. I'm
See,
talking about.
I look at it as who is the person trying. If the person is not trying and they're just sitting around the house or playing video games all day.
Oh yeah, I ain't doing that.
Just not going out to work or not
Oh.
doing anything.
I'm
at
I'm
all
trying to
help
keep
the-
a serious
help the
face,
family.
but these
But
ladies
if the
get on
person
my-
is trying, then I agree
right,
with
now.
Lisa.
All right,
You
I'm
know,
saying
but if the
this.
person is not trying, then I agree with you.
Oh my
Let me
God,
say
they
this.
get on
Let
my
me say
nerves
this.
so bad.
It's no way, and I'm gonna say this about. I know in my last marriage, right? But I paid the mortgage myself the whole entire time on purpose. But I paid the mortgage. You want me to pay? Like I'm gonna get back to what I was saying before y'all cut me off. I was paying. If I'm paying the mortgage, I'm going out working just as much as you. I'm cooking. I'm cleaning. I'm doing all the stuff around the house anyway. And now you want me, you beating on your chest talking about I'm the man.
Yes.
I can't look at you like you the
Yes,
man.
and see, that's what
because
I'm-
you can't say you're a provider. So what's the provider?
right.
If you can't provide for me, if I can't depend on you, if I
What's it?
can't trust you to pay the bills, if something happened to me, how can I look at you as the provider? Because in the Bible, the man's supposed to be the head of the household just because that's why I'm supposed to be, that's why I'm supposed to step back and say you're the provider. I mean, you're the head of the household. I'm asking.
No, I just don't want to mix.
You
Like
can
I
mix it.
said,
Well, you
with
can't go
the
without
head of
mixing because
household
we are
that
Christians.
You're talking about versus the scripture, and once again, just like you said, we made mistakes, and clearly it was just not equally yoked, and he just didn't understand his
That's the
role.
part there.
he didn't
Because-
understand his role as a man. If he was
She see dead
actually
people.
allowing that, you know what I'm saying? So I understand what you're saying. I don't want to go too deep because that is just different. It's not.
But Kayla, Niecy Pooh did say she love you, ma.
Love
She
you.
said even
She
though
said
you
she
talking that
sorry.
brokey,
Don't
she
put
still
extra
love
words
you.
in her mouth.
No, so go ahead. What's the next one, Glenn?
We say Be More For Real podcast says the logic is not there. If you were paying 100% of a man comes in and takes half of that off your shoulders, that seems ideal.
Well, that's different. But if we move somewhere
Then it
together,
would be 50-50 again. He said takes half.
No.
but no, it's a different. She's saying they're saying if somebody came in and moved with you, and
It's
they took
about
half-
mindset for me.
Right.
I have had conversations with men that really honestly find it a problem that a woman would expect a man to be a provider. Like, what's the problem? What is the problem?
Well,
you know, and
Sam
y'all
said.
always want to
Yeah.
go back on the old days. Always want to talk
Well-
about households ain't the way they used to. Grandmothers and well, guess what? Grandmothers back then didn't even have
Well,
to work.
let me say this.
So
Let me say
where was they?
Let me say this.
They
the
were
same.
providing for
Let me
their-
say this the same
But
with this
read it, what he
question up
said
here.
first. Yeah.
Said if he was following the Bible, then what you did, Ralph, in your house would have been.
Right.
But guess what? Everybody that go to church and everybody that read the Bible don't do
You
right.
ain't lying.
Just because
You
they,
ain't
and
lying.
they
They
could have been great. They could have been bored up in the church their whole life and been the worst husband in the
that's
world.
anybody.
We didn't say that they did.
Yeah, that's anybody, any
They're
situation.
I think y'all didn't understand.
They're talking about the Christians that are living accordingly.
To what you
Yeah.
to what you
So,
want.
what right? So
Yeah.
what I'm
You know,
saying.
to what God wants.
No,
Right.
no, I'm saying they're saying what you wanted, Ralph. If they were following the Bible, you know, then it would have went the right way in your household. Is what
Yeah, okay.
Sam is saying.
Yeah, because
All
that I mean, somebody that followed the Bible would be doing the right thing. Because you can't not follow the Bible and not
can't.
do the right thing. You know what I mean? But
it's some men out here that really should know.
but like I said, for me, that would be
you
just
want me to look at you a certain way, and I'm like, I really can't because I'm sorry, like you
respect
said,
that.
like you said, when we was out on our own forever, right?
right.
And I grind
Teenagers.
real hard, and I've been grinding my whole life. And I can honestly say, when I stepped out to start selling peanuts on the corner, I was like 9 years old. So I've been hustling a long time, right?
All of us have.
So I'm saying, with that being said, I'm a hustler and I'm a grinder. Everybody know I grinds for mine,
Right.
and I
sure.
just feel like match my fly or pass me by.
That's
That's
it.
all I'm saying.
I
I don't need you to make as much
that's
as I
okay.
make,
That's okay.
but I need you to come correct.
Yeah.
I need you to be able to say, baby, I got that. I need to feel comfortable. I need to be able to say, let me sit down and let you handle this. I don't want to feel like if I let my guards down, the house is going to crumble.
Right.
I don't want to feel like that.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
And what I do believe and what I know is that God will give us all the desires of our heart. And I just
As long as we
believe
do
it's
right
our
by him.
season.
As long as we
We
do
have
right
to
by
put
him,
first,
though.
and I do
Right.
believe it's our season. We're all walking upright, and I just believe that it's the time. And I don't go day in and day out saying, "Oh, Dag, I'm lonely," because once you know God for yourself, He will fill those gaps and those
Yep.
spaces
Yes, He
until
will.
it's time.
Yes, He
So
will.
I know we joke a lot.
Yeah, we do.
But you know, I value you guys' opinion. I understand what you're saying. I hear you. It's my duty to say what I say. I feel like I'm supposed to say
It's
it,
my
and I'm
duty.
going to say it anyway. But I just feel like, for me, dating, I want to say I opened myself up to it. What, a year ago now?
Something about that year, boy.
I'm just saying, I am letting God lead me because
Yeah, that's
what
the
I
only way.
see and what's coming to me, because I have not made attempts to go to anybody, and I wouldn't.
Right.
But I promise you, I don't want to call it what I want to call it.
Well, speak on
I don't
something.
want to say
You
it.
speaking out. Yeah.
Speak
You
on
didn't
it.
speak a sentence yet. Cause I said yeah, cause and a what and a
Can I get a
Our
Take
audience
that.
don't know. They want to know how
wanna
you
know,
feel.
right.
What you talking? I mean, they need to know. What are you experiencing?
Trash.
Okay, and what makes them trash?
Smelly trash.
trash? Pews,
What makes? I mean, is it like they only want to go
going
to the
out.
bedroom trash?
That's how I feel when you
Okay.
approach me certain ways. Certain things, we're not allowed to say, but some of the things that come in my inbox alone is horrible.
And look,
Well-
these niggas is. Ooh, Lord.
beep,
I had to catch myself. They will
Forgive her.
send you the daggone eggplant.
Oh,
So,
Lord, I
If
hate
you
that.
don't send me no eggplant. Please don't send me
Well,
no
first of
eggplant.
all-
Especially if you don't have one.
No,
I'm sorry.
I don't care what
That's,
you got.
that's even worse.
I just
That's
don't
even-
want.
and
don't
I
even-
laugh. I say, why they humiliating
That's
themselves?
disrespectful. I
But
don't
no,
want
let me
them
tell
to
y'all,
send me
and y'all
nothing
know
like
how I
that.
am. I don't care because I give it to. Listen, if they send it to me, they get ready to get cursed out.
Yes.
Don't do that. First of all, you don't even know me like that. Because if you knew me, you would know better than to do that
Yes,
bullcrap.
don't send me your
I don't
private
like that.
part.
And I don't stay out my DM because I'm not responding to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Stop.
saying?
It's
I
not.
don't even acknowledge it. But somebody told me too. And I did say, because I really hate her for passion. But somebody said, well, Ralph, if somebody really don't know you and they're attracted to you from something they see on the internet, and they come to your DM trying to say, hey, I want to meet you. They say, how would they have the opportunity to meet you? And I say, well, that's kind of right. But I'm talking about these dudes, because I know a lot of people. You don't see me on the street, but now you sending something in my DM. Don't do it. Save the energy. I ain't responding. And I know y'all know that. So I'm not responding. I'm talking about the people that I see.
I don't
You
respond to
see me
nothing.
in real life.
Yeah.
I don't
Say
respond
something
nothing.
to me. Don't slide in my DM, because I'm not going to respond. And I just might delete you.
And they sliding in there because they
And
doing
actually,
something they
you
don't
can
have no
see-
business.
You
They
can see
probably
where
got
you
wives.
at. You can see where you at pretty much.
Lord,
Where you
girlfriends.
at.
Right.
So a person knows
Damn.
where you are. They just sending you messages like "Hi, beautiful" and all that. I don't respond to none of that.
Miss me.
Right.
Nothing.
Miss me.
Ever,
I don't know. I
ever.
think this stuff comes with age, because maybe if I was in my early 18s, I would have been like, thinking it's
Oh
cute.
yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Because you have some women,
But
you
that's
have
how
some,
it was.
you have
You're
some
right.
women that's flattered. They be like, oh my God, they said this.
It
Oh
don't mean
girl, they
nothing to
said
me.
this. Oh girl, I got 10 dudes
I
in my
don't
DM
even-
right now. That flatters you?
All right, so I
I
want
don't
to flip. I
even
want to flip the
have a
script real
DM.
quick. So what do you think we do and need to hold ourselves accountable for as far as dating the mistakes that we make? Like
Good question.
Yeah,
question.
and one, I'm just gonna speak on myself. So for me, this is my third round of celibacy. When I met my husband, I had gone 9 months. When I met my last, I had gone 2 years. Now I've been over a year celibate, which I take pride in that. I can hold out. I have accomplished that. I know that's easy for me. But where I realized I wasn't putting God first. My spiritual walk personally was where I was messing up.
That part.
And that's why I know going into my next relationship is definitely going to be right, because my walk with Christ is where it should be. So I can admit that for me, we want all these great things. We want this good old man. We want him to be this, but we forget our Father. And so how we think we're going to have all this good stuff
Right.
if we're not even doing right by our Father in heaven? So for me, the mistake that I've made in the past dating was not keeping God first. And that's something I vowed to do publicly. I will always keep God first. And I don't want no man that's going to distract me from my walk with Christ. If you can't join me, if we can't pray together, go to church together and do that,
Yeah.
then
You're right.
that's why I said my number one thing, you got to be a God-fearing man. No atheist, I don't want to hear that. Don't come to me with none of that.
Yeah.
If you don't fear God, we have nothing in
have
common.
nothing to
So
talk
I
about.
know that's where the mistake that I made in my dating scene.
Yeah, for me, my mistake that I made was not always speaking up. Just always letting stuff ride. You know what I'm saying? Just either don't have the energy to put into it, or just don't want to be confrontational, but now oh, you going to hear my mouth. I don't care what it's about. I don't care how small, how big, you going to hear my mouth, because that has gotten me in a lot of, I'm not going to say trouble, but it has gotten me in a lot of situations that I didn't have to be in if I just spoke up.
Right.
Okay, I like that.
So, my thing is now,
So that's good communication.
yeah.
That's any relationship is about good communication. So that's what,
But see, the thing about it was sometimes the guy was not the best
Right.
communicator, and
Right.
so
That's what
I
I'm
would
gonna say.
I would fall back, and I tended to shut down. So, but now I'm like, I don't care if you shut down, if you're not communicating. I'm going to communicate.
That's right.
I'm going to say what
What you
I
want.
feel
Yeah.
and what
Right.
I want
As
and
you
what's
should.
needed and
Yeah.
what's wrong. I'm going to talk up. I'm not going to.
and you know what?
disregard that
That's
anymore.
also a lack of a maturity when a guy doesn't understand good communication and nagging.
Yeah.
See, I can't stand when a
They
dude
always
always want
say
to
you a
associate
nagger.
something. Yeah, just because I'm trying to communicate with you how I feel, it's like, oh, here you. Well,
yeah.
because that's a lack of maturity.
Yeah.
That's a lack of maturity.
I
and
know
they
it
trying and
now.
they trying
I
to
know that
evade.
now.
They trying to evade the circumstances or
Right.
the conversation. So oh, here we go again. That's why I go out.
And
That's why I'm in the
and
street.
That's why I would just
why
shut down.
do
I'd
it.
be like, all
Yeah,
right, I
like,
ain't
well,
gonna, I'm not
Unless you
gonna even worry
DMX,
about
I
it.
don't want to
ain't
hear.
gonna-
Here we go again.
Yeah, like that's why.
Shut up.
That's
I
why I
wanna
don't
hear
like to
that.
come. That's why I don't like to
Here
come
we
in the
go
house.
again.
Yeah.
But sometimes too, we have to be mindful of our approach with the conversation
Right.
because
It is
sometimes
about the approach.
Depending on the approach, they won't receive it from the gate, and they will try to sway and say
Yeah.
it's like nagging or something like that.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
of
but
how
some of
we-
it's just immature. Because like you speak about the Bible speaks a nagging woman is like a dripping faucet. You hear that bloop, bloop,
Yes.
bloop.
Absolutely.
That's annoying when you constantly hearing water just drip. So it's a difference between nagging and trying to communicate openly.
So
you know what I'm saying?
I want to say this, me personally, I know with my last relationship, I had a problem with, first of all, if you lie to me and I know you lying, right? And then I might come off my delivery, it might be a little harsh, right? Because now I'm frustrated. So now when I'm saying, and he used to always say, I was talking real, I can't say the word, ish. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's like, yo, I'm the man, beating on his chest, whatever. And I'm saying, well, if you was conducting yourself accordingly, or you wasn't out doing that foolery,
Right.
I want to say the other word. If you weren't doing that foolery, then I wouldn't have to be, and I gotta, and then he said I ball my face up or whatever. Y'all know I talk hard, so I didn't mean nothing by it, but I do know I do that, and I try to work
trying
on.
to keep it class.
I try to work on my delivery.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
no man wants a woman talking to them like they
Downgrading.
like demeaning.
I understand.
I don't like that.
I do that. I
like
can
that.
be guilty of that
So,
too.
For me, the dating, I haven't done it in so daggone long that for me, it's being picky, and I don't know.
You?
Wow, that's what I'm saying. I didn't do these things
You
to
picky?
you. Can I speak? Can I speak?
Oh, the feather. Oh,
Not the
Lord.
feather.
And and I don't think that love is picky. I really feel like there is no perfect person out here, and I know how to build relationships, and love from the heart. And so I have to really stop visually being like, I would never. I would never.
Right.
Oh boy, I'm gonna be alone forever.
Yeah. If I gotta be with you. Right. I understand.
And
But
so
that's
I
good.
just need to get it together. That's what I see, because I definitely know that my prayer life is absolutely where it should be. I know I love God. I know that I'm putting him first. He is the head.
That's
and
right.
so I just really feel like the fleshy side of me is absolutely look at them feet, or look at them.
I know, girl.
It's just, I'm sorry. I
see,
just can't. But I
that's the
have to
thing.
trust God. That's why I said I'm trusting him. And he know what I want. He know what I like.
The perfectly imperfections, right? The perfect imperfections.
You know what? I'm so not looking forward to this because I'm just coming out of a long-term relationship.
Hallelujah.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Hallelujah.
Wow. Tell me how you really feel.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Tell me how y'all
Hallelujah.
feel.
Hallelujah.
Ladies and gentlemen, they are my big
What
sisters.
is the greatest name of all praise?
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
It's like, no, I ain't gonna do that.
For real.
Too late, we did it.
Hey, tell me how y'all really feel, but I'm just coming out of a long-term relationship and I'm really not looking forward to dating.
Well, you got to get yourself together
I
first.
mean, outside of that, I'm not looking forward to dating because the men that I see as of right now, the ones that come up to me and the ones that slide in my DMs, I'm like, oh, y'all, is this what it's like outside?
Not on that date night.
Leah, I
Now
love
when you
what,
get to meet him in
I love what I see that God is doing in you, actually. And so I love it that he is rebuilding you and he is cleansing you from the inside out. And I love how he's slow walking you.
Yeah.
And I love how you're learning new things that you would have never done.
Yeah,
You defined yourself as Leah Songbird, and now I'm seeing all these different things. You're messing in IT. You're doing all types of things, and I freaking love what I see.
Yeah.
So you're moving in the right direction. Just keep God
Thank
first.
you. I
That's
appreciate
it.
that.
Keep God first. That's the main thing. Glenny,
Number
so
one, he's top.
so what
Necessary.
what do you think that
Oh, she has a
any
boo.
role that you have played in
She has a boo.
relationship? She like, I've been perfect. She like, I've been perfect.
No, I think think that when I was dating, like Leah kind of like said, like letting a lot of things
Piggyback.
slide.
No, I'm just joking.
Yeah, I was piggybacking like Shirelle. I was doing a Shirelle. I was so letting a lot of things slide in the past. But now I'm just like I'm on top of everything. But I try to, like Lisa said, like everybody said, I try to watch how I approach, my conversation when I'm approaching something that I don't like. I try not to let anything slide. I may not talk about it at that moment, but I might bring it up later.
Yes.
Because sometimes that moment might not be the right moment.
Absolutely.
So I might bring it up later if I don't like something.
Yeah, timing does mean timing
Yeah.
means
Yeah.
everything,
Yeah.
and
I
that's
don't-
something I gotta
yeah.
learn too. Timing, the
Yeah.
timing.
I don't
Well,
let nothing
Glenny's
slide.
always had that calm spirit.
Yeah,
like,
I don't let nothing slide on them more. I might be calm with it,
oh, we know.
but and then after a while, if you don't act on it, then after I tell you,
Like she like forget that. Not now.
But that's good. But I just wanted to add though, I don't think anybody, man or woman, should ever let past experiences stop them from love.
I agree.
That's one thing I think, because to me, if you do that, you are allowing that person to control
Absolutely.
you for the rest of your life.
Yep.
That means they had that much
Yep.
of a hold on
There
you
you go.
where they're stopping you from your blessing and what God does have for you. I will never let any man that I've ever been with stop me from what God got for me.
Absolutely.
Ever. I'm open to love. I'm looking forward to love. And now that I'm putting God first, I got more love to give. I'm Moni love. You heard what I'm saying?
Come on,
So
Moni.
I just don't be bitter. Don't just take time to
better.
learn to love yourself,
That's
get to
right,
know
that's
yourself. And it's nothing wrong with having preferences and things that you want.
That's right.
And things that you don't
You hear
want.
that, sis?
It's nothing
Minister
wrong
to
with
you.
that. It's nothing wrong with that. No, because
I'm telling you.
I mean,
guys.
Y'all
it's-
gonna leave my Lisa
Y'all
no.
gonna sit
alone.
out there, honey.
Y'all
I'm
gonna
sitting
leave
I
out
let
there.
my-
I know.
they just like picking with you, Lisa.
They
No,
love
but
it.
it's
That was too, Lisa. I was wrong.
No, but it's definitely, but never let somebody think they got that much control of you where they stopping you from love. It's love. It's somebody out here, and sometimes it's like needles in haystacks, but we got to be patient and we got to trust the process.
Absolutely.
So.
Absolutely.
And also, what I would say when it comes to dating, sometimes when you're saying it's always going wrong, doesn't always mean that it's the other person's fault. It could be that you were not ready.
That's why I said, what role do we play?
That's right.
That's
right.
exactly, because sometimes we think we doing everything right, and we not.
absolutely.
We gotta take back. Like, what? Even if being too gullible was
That's right.
it. Like, you wonder why everybody running over you, because you allowing people to keep running over you and mistreating you and disrespecting you and
right.
treating you any kind of way.
right.
It's no way. If you're in a relationship, you don't go on no dates. That's a problem. You sitting in the house months and months and months and months, and y'all don't go nowhere.
You ain't said nothing.
And you ain't saying nothing. You just sitting around. He out in the street, and you just in the house, and he don't take you out.
No, you on the phone telling your homegirl. You better.
No.
You gotta.
I ain't gonna be in the house telling my homegirl I'm gonna be out on a date.
No, you need
the
to-
devil's a
yeah,
liar.
yeah, that's
If
what
you
I'm
think
saying.
you gonna be out in the street and I'm gonna be home,
That's right.
waiting for you.
You be
I ain't built like that. Let me
I
start
ain't
by
built
telling
like-
y'all
yeah,
this. I ain't built like that. If
I
you
ain't
think
built
you
like
out
that
running the
either.
street and I'm on the phone talking to my girlfriend, you better check yourself.
Yeah, I ain't
if you
built-
think you're lonely now,
Wait
until tonight.
Yeah.
The devil's a liar. Shucks.
But we get ready. We always wrap up our conversations with some reflection and some flavor. So everybody grab their glass and some reflection and flavor.
Absolutely gave my reflection.
So we already gave our reflections, but I did want to let everybody know that Shameless Unplugged, we fund our own, recordings and things like that. So we getting ready to do a 50-50 raffle as a fundraiser for Shameless Unplugged to fund some of the things that we are doing and want to do. So we're going to be having those raffle tickets coming out. We're going to have 1 for $5, 3 for $15, right? 3 for 10.
3 for 10. But but check it. And also tell them we're going to do a live drawing.
Oh,
It ain't
yeah,
no
live
bull crap. We're going to split it in half. Whatever we get, whatever y'all get the other half, whoever wins. We're going to do a live here. It's going to be good. You know what I'm saying? We not in here we not trying to make no money. We
Yeah,
just,
this not no get rich quick thing right here. You know, we actually doing
we win,
stuff.
you win.
Yeah,
we all win.
Yeah, this is actually healing. Like I said, we healing one conversation at a time. We healing, and we are healing those that are viewing. Some people, one conversation at a time. So, anything else y'all ladies want to say?
We're not blameless,
But
but we're shameless.
We're not blameless.
We're shameless.
Blameless. Yeah.
We're not blameless.
So we'll see y'all in 2 weeks. Same
y'all.
time,
Same
same
place.
place. Thank you for your support. We love you always.
Yes.
We love you always.
Like, subscribe, and
share.
share. One love.
One